Hello, welcome to chapter 1 of a book I wrote called The Walk of Grace and Faith, based on my true life story. Chapter 1 came to be me and she. Imagine coming in this world with a twin. Most people I know wish they had a twin, or they wonder what life would be like if they did. But for me, being a twin wasn't a fantasy or a curiosity. It was my reality from the very beginning. My name is Faith, and my journey with my twin sister Grace began long before either of us took our first breath. We were our mother's first children, her first pregnancy, her first experience with motherhood, and nothing was simple about it. When she conceived us, she didn't know she was carrying two lives. She didn't even know she was pregnant. My father had just been locked up, and she thought the stress of him being in jail was the reason she missed her cycle. She waited another month, hoping things would settle, hoping she would hear from him, hoping life would give her some kind of sign. But nothing came. Then one day, out of nowhere, he called. And the first thing he told her was that she was pregnant with twins, two girls. My mother told him he was mistaken. She didn't believe him. She didn't want to believe him. But he insisted. He told her God showed him in a dream two baby girls sitting on his lap, smiling. He told her to go get checked out, so she did. She went to Planned Parenthood in downtown Dayton. The pregnancy test came back positive, but the staff couldn't figure out her conception date. So they ordered an ultrasound. When she returned the next Monday, the technician looked at her and looked at the screen and said, "No wonder why we could not get a read on your conception date. You're having twins. Congratulations." My mother broke down crying, not because she didn't want us, but because she felt alone. She was young, scared, and carrying two babies with no partner beside her. The doctors told her she was high risk and would need to go on maternity leave or bed rest. She didn't tell my father. She didn't tell him she needed help. She didn't tell him she was terrified. But somehow he knew. He convinced her to let his brother stay with her. My mother didn't feel comfortable with that, so she asked my grandmother to come as well. With both of them in the house, life felt manageable. She didn't have to cook or clean. She didn't have to stand for long periods. She finally felt like she could breathe. But everything changed one day when she was about 8 months pregnant. She had become unresponsive. My grandmother called the ambulance. My grandmother called the ambulance immediately. At the hospital, the doctors asked if my mother had taken any medications. My grandmother said no because she hadn't. She wouldn't. But the doctors came back with something no one expected. They told her my mother had dangerous amount of medications in her system, Valium to be exact. And then they told her something even worse. She had been sexually assaulted multiple times. The doctor said that they had to act quickly to save me and Grace. They worked against time, against poison, against violence done to her. They saved us, they delivered us safely, and then they told my grandmother something she never forget. If she had one more dose in her system, it would have killed all three of us. This is how Grace and I came into this world, not gentle, not peacefully, but through survival, through danger, through a fight none of us asked for. And that was only the beginning of our story.